Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Football Manager 2016. We're playing as Leicester City. This is episode 2. So welcome back to the career, guys. In the last episode, if you haven't gone and watched it, highly recommend you do. We had a superb start to the season. We managed to win 4-0 in our first match at the King Power Stadium against Crystal Palace. Remy claimed 2, Vardy 1, and Schlupp with the second. Unfortunately, Remy did miss a penalty, and we had an immense comeback against Bournemouth. We managed to win 3-2. Remy claiming 2, and the winner, Jamie Vardy 1, Callum Wilson and Iturbe dominating and missing a lot of chances in that match. Now, guys, in today's episode, we have 2 matches. The first of which is against Southampton at home, and then we're going to be playing Swansea. I'm going to skip the match against Blackpool because simply they're obviously a League One side, and I feel we're going to be clear favourites. There's so many matches in the league, and I don't want this series to go on for too long than it is, and I think we're going to win against Blackburn. So, not really much to recap. If you haven't gone and watched the first episode, I highly recommend you do. We don't have any money in our transfer budget. We're still currently in August. It's nearly deadline day. It's nearly upon us. So, these are my transfers so far. Remy has signed. We signed him for 19 million because Chelsea put him up for transfer, which is an absolute fucking bargain, if I do say so myself. When I bought him, he was worth 38 million. For some reason, he's only worth 30. However, that's still an insane value. So, that's where basically my money went. I went for Marcus Rashford as well early on. He's worth 6 million. He's a youngster, obviously, for Manchester United, 17 years of age. However, United didn't really want to accept anything lower than 15 million. And who was it? Yes, Timothy Fosu Mensah. We could only get him for 7 million, which I still think is pretty excessive, seeing he's only worth 1. But they were 2 youngsters I really wanted to bring in. Maybe we might bring them in January. We'll just have to see. Transfers wise, we've sold Marksin here, Walinski, and we've sold Inler. Well, I say sold. We loaned him to Sassuolo because 31 years of age, really couldn't get him into the first team. I wanted to sell him, however, his wages were really eating up into here. So not really much else we can recap. I'm playing a 4-4-2, the classic Sir Alex Ferguson formation. It's really good against Premier League sides, and I really do enjoy it. I love playing with 2 strikers up front and the 4 in the midfield. Jamie Vardy and Remy leading the line. Schlupp, Drinkwater, Kante, and Mahrez in the midfield. Fuchs, Huth, Morgan, and Danny Simpson at right back, and Schmeichel in goal. Obviously, Mark Schwartz, the Australian. Of course, one of my favourite players, and I don't know, heroes, I guess. I'm trying to think, not so much of a prestigious word, to be honest, but regardless, no insult to him. Shinji Okazaki here. Gray as well. But yeah, we're going to play in the 4-4-2. If that doesn't seem to work, we will go with the 4-2-3-1. I don't think we're probably adequate enough to play with the 4-3-3 because we just haven't got, I feel like for the 4-3-3 possession, you need to have an abundance of really good players with tiki-taka football. So, let's have a look at our opponents. Now, Fraser Forster is out, which is great. Obviously, you don't want to wish an injury upon anyone or any person in real life. However, this is a video game, so it gives me an advantage to see their number 1, their main goalkeeper, out. Florin here. Gardos, I don't recognise him. Romanian centre-back, okay. However, I do recognise Ryan Bertrand, the former Chelsea man. Key left-back for Southampton. So they're not missing their first team goalkeeper and their left back. So let's just cross our fingers, hope we don't get any injuries, and let's get stuck into the match against Southampton. I'm pretty sure everyone was at full strength. Yeah, I just saw Mark Schwartz, and it just, I don't know, made me think that Jamie Vardy or Remy was a little bit knackered. So, Southampton are playing a 4-4-1-1. Pella up front, Mane, Tadic, Wanyama, James Ward-Prowse, Van Dijk, Kedrick, Stekelenburg. Oh, so they're not playing Fraser Forster. Interesting. So let's get into the match. The Leicester board want me to finish in the middle half of the table, and they don't really expect too much or really care about the cups. They just basically want me to finish mid-table in the league, which I think is achievable. If we can make top 4, top 6 and get some Champions League football, that would be absolutely fantastic. But obviously in real life, most Premier League sides are just so inconsistent this year, and that's where Leicester are there now. That's why they're winning. But mind you, they are playing some good football, to be fair. But Mahrez here, I was just getting a little bit sidetracked, whips it in to Jamie Vardy. He gets tackled, and Remy claims his first goal at the King Power Stadium against Southampton. And we're 1-0 up. Really nicely done. Remy is on fire. Definitely worth that 19 million. Schlupp on the ball. Passes out to Fuchs. Remy! Determined to claim his second. But we need to get as many points as possible to have a strong campaign. We should be beating, obviously, Watford, Bournemouth, Southampton, and Crystal Palace. We need to get as many points as possible. But yeah, let me know in the comments your predictions. Obviously, the Leicester players are really good. They've got some really nice ability and potential because of what they've done this season. But Schmeichel on the ball, got it in his hand, boots it up the pitch. But it doesn't look like it's going to come to anything. Oh my God, Fuchs there with a cracking free kick. At the end of that piece of play, Remy was unfortunately offside. So we're 1-0 up against Southampton. Obviously a team pushing in the mid-table, maybe even for a Champions League spot. So we're 1-0 up against Southampton. Not a humiliating or nothing to be ashamed about so far performance. We're doing well. Kante intercepts, dominating the midfield. Mahrez over the top to Vardy. Oh no! I didn't get my string of words out, but we fucking missed. Mahrez over the top to Remy. Jamie Vardy sprays it wide. Probably should have put that on the back of the net. Pella backheels to Sadio Mane. Whew, sprays it over the crossbar. Still, the scoreline remains 1-0. Okay. Stekelenburg finds Tadic. Oh no! Tadic finds Mane. And we're currently drawing 1-1. Nice piece of play from Southampton. We just need to create some more. Charlie Austin, fresh off the bench. And Jay Rodriguez. My God, he had a really good season a couple of years ago. He scored so many goals. And he picked up that horrendous injury. And then he's sort of been pretty inconsistent. I really liked Jay Rodriguez. He played in that really formidable Southampton side. That basically just got sold off. Kedrick, Tadic, Mane, Austin. And we're 2-1 down at home against Southampton. Not good. We need to do some changes. We need to revitalise the side in the second half. So, to be honest, Jamie Vardy he's great. 28 years of age, worth 50 million. He's just not been playing that well. No, I'm going to have to keep Jamie Vardy and Remy on. I can't take them off. I'm going to bring on Okazaki for Jeffrey here. Jeffrey Schlupp. Go with the defensive winger. Gray. We're going to bring on Daniel here for Huth. Should I bring on King for Drinkwater? Yeah. We need to mix up the side a little bit. Let's go with a box-to-box. All right, confirm changes. Let's do a triple threat substitution. Bringing in two midfielders out of the 4, and then a new centre-back. Hopefully, we can get a late winner here, like in the match against Bournemouth, but it doesn't look like it. Unfortunately, we might have one last highlight here from the goal kick, and that was it. It wasn't to be. We unfortunately lost 2-1 against Southampton. I was happy to see Remy get on the score sheet, but hey, you win some, you lose some. That's Football Manager for you. Daniel Simpson made some pretty horrendous. I'm not going to put anyone to the fucking sword. Who do you think I am? Right, so now we have a match against Blackpool, which I will skip. I want to play the match against Southampton. Any more transfers? Any more notifications? So deadline day is this week. I haven't had any big offers for any of my players, which I'm surprised about, seeing the worth of some of my players, which is absolutely immense. I'm sure some other sides with an abundance of cash. Team of the week. Okay, no one from Southampton. We have the match against Blackpool. Now, I'm just going to quickly save before we simulate the match. And then we'll go on to verse Swansea City. But a lot of mid-table sides we're versing, and teams that will finish in the bottom half. We need to really see how we perform against the top sides. So, let's quickly skip ahead and hopefully win. So I'm going to use the same tactics and team sheet. Go on holiday, let the assistant manager take the helm. Take the command. And we won. Perfect. We won 4-2 over Blackburn. Jamie Vardy scored 2. Remy scored 1. And Mahrez with the second. So they did score 2 goals. Which is obviously not the best. But hey, I feel like it was a clear victory. And now we could focus on Swansea. Because there's just so many bloody matches. I don't want to make this series go on for too long. I don't want people to get bored. I want it to be action-packed. I guess quality over quantity, I think. Right, so let's continue on now. See if there's any transfers in the window. Okay, I'm also doing live commentary. I prefer live commentary for Football Manager. It's just a lot more enjoyable, I think. Because you're not really playing the games, per se. You're obviously commentating over it. Right, so Swansea. Most successful formation, a 5-3-2, right? The most vulnerable, a 4-4-2. Yeah, the 4-4-2 is just such a great counter formation against the Premier League sides. Oh no! Fuchs, for Fuchs' sake, has had a strained stomach muscle. What? 4 weeks? Not good. Not good whatsoever. I'm not going to comment. I don't want to put anyone to the sword. Slaughter them in the media. So we're currently sitting in 7th after 4 games played. However, it doesn't really matter. We're incredibly early days at this point in time. So no need to fear. Right. So let's quickly have a look at the news and maybe some competition. So we're currently sitting in 7th with 3 games played, 2 wins, 1 loss. The board wants us to finish mid-table. They want us to reach the 5th round of the FA Cup and the 4th round of the Capital One. We're in the 3rd round now. Oh, wow. Really? Huh. Right. What is the board sort of stable? We are losing money. Not really else I can talk about. Any big transfers? No. Emmanuel here? No, not really much else. Are there any new Premier League managers? Pellegrini, because there's usually new managers come in, which is always interesting to see. No, does look like most of the managers are the same. That's always cool. So we'll just do a quick save after that match just once again. The game does crash from time to time. I am playing on Mac settings. Oh, I also forgot to mention in the first episode and only just now, if you want to download and play Football Manager along with me with my mods I have on, all the mods are in the description below for the face pack, the logos, and the kit. I forgot to mention that. So it's all just in the downloads. So how's the team looking? So Fuchs is out. I'm going to need a replacement for him. If we don't have a player in the first team, we'll just get an under 21. So Ben here. Ben Chilwell? Let's call you Ben. Beautiful Ben. I don't know where I was going with that. He can play as left back. Yeah. Schloop can push back, though. To that, I think I might do that instead. I feel like Ben's just a little bit too young, a little bit too experienced at this point. So we're going to push Schloop back. And we'll make him just a wing back. And we'll bring on Shinji Okazaki as a defensive winger. Or should I bring on Gray? Even though he's sort of a little bit knackered. I think he would play. Yeah, let's play Gray. I've given Shinji Okazaki a lot of game time lately. So we're playing away against Swansea. We're going down to Wales. Hopefully we can have a good match. So Fuchs. Oh yeah, we'll bring on Ben for Fuchs then, won't we? Alright. If Gray is not performing, we will bring Shinji on. So, let's have a look at what Swansea City are playing. So they're playing a 4-3-3, a really interesting sort of triangle here. Gomez, Gylfi Sigurdsson, another player a player that was put up for transfer from Swansea. It's worth 37 million. I think we could have picked him up for 20. We just didn't have the money. Jordan Ayew, Cork, Taylor, Fabianski in goal. Okay, but we're playing the classic 4-4-2. Jamie Vardy, Remy up front. Gray, Drinkwater, Kante, Mahrez in the midfield. Schloop at left back. Huth, Morgan, Danny Simpson, and Schmeichel in goal. So, let's get on. After that 2-1 defeat against Southampton, we need to go away here in Wales and pick up the 3 points. I do believe it is achievable, but I'm curious to know your predictions, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see where I finish up in the league. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribed. I'd really much appreciate it. Also, if you haven't gone, check out my social media links, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Oh. Yeah, if you want to stay connected with me, highly recommend you do. Jamie Vardy there, rising to the occasion in the penalty box, but couldn't apply the finish. Okay, Radamel Falcao starts off the scoring for Chelsea against Bournemouth. Very interesting. So we're currently drawing here, away at Swansea. So the first half, very, very limited number of chances for either side, to be honest. Gomez, Sigurdsson, that's a really nice clearance from Huth there. Jamie Vardy gets tackled in the opposition's half. Gomez, get a tackle in! Oh my god. By the smallest of margins, Schmeichel holds on from the corner kick. Nothing, a second corner kick. Foul. What's happened here? Did I foul on Jordan Ayew or did... Okay, it looks like nothing came from that. Okay, good. Still 0-0. We need a breakaway here. Oh, Mahrez does. Holy shit, I wasn't expecting that. It was just all of a sudden we had a free kick in a very dangerous position. Mahrez steps up, hits Fabianski on the gloves, and we're 1-0 up away against Swansea just before the 65th minute. Nice. Robert Huth is a little bit exhausted, but we need to continue on with the league. Gray with his first match in the first team. Oh my god. If Remy scores this, that was all Gray. Oh my god. The youngster pulls out a really nice piece of play and a little bit of magic. Awesome stuff. I'm going to keep him on. After that, that really, really impressed me. Should we bring on Ben for Huth? That's the only problem. I'm going to bring on Daniel instead of for Huth. I'm going to bring on Shinji Nu. Who can I bring on for Drinkwater? We'll bring Drinkwater on for King. You just got to mix things up a bit in the midfield. Right, box to box. Shinji Okazaki. Gray's been playing well. He has been. Mahrez, Ben. We'll just keep it at that. We'll keep it at that. If someone picks up an injury, I don't think it's a good idea bringing off Jamie Vardy or Lock Remy. They're just playing so well together up front. Mahrez as well on that left-hand side. Kante, Jamie Vardy finds Remy. Smash it, Remy. Oh, goes straight to the gloves of the former Arsenal man, currently Swansea player, Fabianski. Jack Cork's on the ball. Hopefully he doesn't whip out a screamer. Pretty ambitious from that position in the outfield there. Right. 69, 63. Riyad Mahrez is knackered. We're going to need to bring on someone else. Just to steady the ship a bit, I think. Let's put Shinji Okazaki on the left-hand side and go defensive. It actually works, even though he's not recommended to be there, but we'll do that. We'll get him to go with the defensive midfield and push back a bit. We're 1-0 up. We just need to hold on the lead. Let's just hope there isn't a very clinical counter-attack. Oh my god. Very, very lucky there to win against Swansea. Gomez, if he was just a little bit cooler and calmer, could have eyed up the shot and absolutely blasted that one home. For you. But, anything else here? We have won another match. Unfortunately, we lost 2-1 against Southampton. We made up with the 4-2 victory over Blackpool, and we managed to win 1-0 over Swansea. We're currently sitting in third with 4 games played. And let's have a look at the stats now, shall we, for the league? Where are we? Here. So, I've scored the most goals. Everton has the best hitting. Norwich has the most crosses. Tottenham with the most headers. Possession with City. Okay, bringing the Pep Guardiola tiki-taka football earlier. That's great to see. Average attendance doesn't really make much sense for us. Player, let's have a look at the player. So, Remy is the top goal scorer of the Premier League, followed by Diouf, Silva, and Harry Kane. Satan Doumbia has the best hitting. Ozil with the best pass. Most assists, Nathan Richmond. That's interesting. Who's picked up the most assists? Average rating, Mahrez. But regardless, guys, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my social media links, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Hope you are enjoying this Football Manager 2016 Leicester career. Let me know any constructive criticism you might have. If you guys don't already know, this is my only 3rd playthrough on Football Manager. And it's up on YouTube, so please critique me. My first was my Manchester United. We won the league, which was absolutely fantastic. Mind you, having an abundance of cash, a war chest with Manchester United is not overly too difficult to win the league. But yeah, regardless, not really much else I can do here. Losing a little bit of money, but we should be okay. Transfers, my God, Remy, what a signing. Worth 30 million, picked him up for 19. What a bargain. Was a legend in my Manchester United career as well. But it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.